Okay, this is part 2 of creating pre-launch content, and I want to talk about screen cap video versus full motion video. So this will be a big decision for a lot of people. So screen capture, which again is just basically, well, you're looking at a screen capture right now. It's just a video that captures stuff going on your computer screen while you talk over it. So screen capture is often is often a lot easier than full motion for lots of reasons. I mean, basically, this video, all I did was create a keynote or a PowerPoint presentation, and then I turned on my recorder and I hooked up my microphone and I started talking. And as opposed to, if this was a full motion video, boy, we'd have to put together some type of a video shot. It might be the shot where I'm at my whiteboard, but we'd have to put together a shot. I'd have to get my cameraman. We'd have to get the lights all hooked up. I'd have to care about how I looked. I'd have to get dressed or something maybe. And there's just a lot more going on generally with a full motion, whereas a quick and dirty screen cap can be a lot easier. It can be a lot easier to deliver a script with a screen cap video. So this video is not scripted. And we're going over material I know very, very well, so I can just basically hit the record button and start talking and just deliver the content. But if this was a pre-launch content, I wanted to be generally our pre-launch videos, our pre-launch content is a lot more tightly scripted. Even if it's just bullet points, I still have a pretty darn good idea of exactly how I want to go through it. And if this is your first launch or you're just starting out, you probably want to script it pretty darn tightly. And even now, with all the experience I have, my pre-launch videos are pretty darn scripted. They're not word for word. Especially in the teaching portions, then I just go from bullet points. But usually the beginning of the video and the end of the video, pretty darn scripted. Again, I'm usually not delivering line by line to the script, but I've at least written it out and I've studied it quite a bit. And I'm ready to go with the script. So the thing is if you're going to deliver from a script with a screen capture, it's a lot easier for you you can be reading off a printed script, you could be reading off a script on your computer screen. Often with pre-launch videos, you will record your script. You'll actually record the audio first. So there's no video going on. You'll record the audio first, and then you'll do your screen capture to the audio recording. So you're doing one piece at a time. And that's just a lot easier than standing in front of a camera and delivering a scripted message. With screen caps, again, well, I just mentioned that. With screen caps, you basically record the audio first, and then you do the on-screen video recording. That is if you're going to do a heavily scripted piece. Something like this, where I'm just speaking to my PowerPoints and I'm in a teaching mode, you don't need to do that. But if it is if it's a piece of pre-launch content that's tightly scripted, then a lot of times you'll record the audio first. And when you do that, it's a lot easier. You can just read it off your computer screen. You can read it off a printout. You can't do that so much with a full motion video. Another thing about full motion video is some people really don't like to be on camera. They find that full motion is really painful. A lot of times people are like, oh, I'll start shooting full motion when I lose 20 pounds or something like that. So a lot of people just don't like how they look. They're concerned about what to do with their hands. They're concerned about what to do with their eyes. They're concerned about their dress. The reality is you shouldn't, for most of that stuff, you should just don't worry about it that much and just start getting in front of the camera and practicing, and pretty soon it'll be pretty natural. But a lot of times people don't like to be on camera, and if that's the case, then screen capture is the way to go. It's generally, now this is one that's in favor of full motion. It's generally easier for the viewer to connect with you if it's a full motion video. So like right now, you can't see me, you can't see the expression on my face, you can't see any gestures I'm making. So it's harder to connect with someone if it's a screen capture video. Now, since since you've seen a lot of me in full motion video, and you've seen me both in my pre-launch, and we'll use a lot of full motion videos within this course, you've seen me, so you've probably built up that connection. But if you had never seen me in full motion, you just wouldn't have as close a connection with me as you do with full motion. Generally, it's a lot easier to edit screen capture after the fact. So if I forget to say something here, I can literally go back and just record another audio piece and just insert it right into this video, and you would never know the difference just by the nature of this, the editing process of screen capture. It's a lot easier to do that. If you shoot a full motion video and then all of a sudden, like a day or two from now, you realize, oh, I forgot about that one piece. It's harder to go and edit that piece in later after the fact. It's possible, but you have to worry about all this, the set being perfectly the same, your clothes being perfectly the same, your hair being perfectly the same, and it's just a lot harder to do something like that after the fact. In fact, if you find a situation where you do need to edit something in to a full motion video, a lot of times the best way to do it is to actually record it as a screen cap and just put a little screen cap section in the middle of your full motion video. Now, it can be awkward if you've got like a 15-minute video and then you just have one piece of screen cap in the middle, so you have to play with that. You might have to add several different screen cap segments, but you could do that. But the overall message is that it is easier to edit screen capture after the fact than it is to do the same with full motion video. Screen capture can be a lot faster to create. Obviously this video, I'm basically just turn on the recorder and I'm speaking into it. Now, if it is a tightly scripted piece of pre-launch content, it can still be a lot easier, a lot faster to create than a full motion video. Now, on the other hand, screen capture can be slower to create if you want to use a whole bunch of fancy animations. In that case, if you want to have different pictures flying in and out, and you can get very, very fancy with screen capture video. And once you start to do that, well, it does get to be, it gets to be slower, and it's a lot more effort to create. Another thing that's important to remember is you can mix full motion with screen capture video. So I have done this a lot, probably the last 6 or 8 launches I've done something like this. For me, like I often do this blueprint video at the end of the third piece of pre-launch content is traditionally, and what I'll do is I'll have a full motion intro where I'm talking directly to the camera, talking about what what the viewer's going to get, and then we'll cut to a screen capture video, and I'll deliver a whole bunch of content via screen capture, and then often at the end I'll come back and do a full motion conclusion. So, and there's all different ways to do this. You can do something that's almost all full motion with some screen cap pieces that come in if you're talking about a certain bullet points. But you can get very creative. You can mix and match the two of them.